Hello and welcome to the Ask Coach Neka platform. Today I'm going to be answering a question from Jemimah, who was asking about break-even. That what is break-even analysis in her business and why should she even consider that? Break-even point is an accounting term where it's a figure where you know or where the total revenue is equals to your total expenses. And total expenses consists of your fixed costs and your variable costs. So an example is a fixed cost could be like the rent you pay monthly or annually. Your fixed cost could be salaries of employees. And your variable costs are the direct costs that are involved in producing an item of what you're selling. So for example, you could be reselling, you have a supermarket and you buy different goods for resale. So in a supermarket example, your fixed costs would be the rent of your supermarket, the salaries of your employees, your utilities. There's usually a fixed portion, have an idea of what that is. And then the variable costs are those things, those items that you buy and put on the shelf for resale. Now, it's important to be able to calculate what your break-even point is. Again, I said is when your total revenue is equals to your total expenses, and your total expenses is equals to your fixed costs plus your variable costs. Why is that important? It's very important to know your break-even point so you know what to price, how to price your products, right? Because if you don't do that, you may forget the fixed cost components. So for an example, in Nigeria, where rent is paid usually annually or even for 3 years, you may forget to incorporate that and find out what is the rent portion in my total costs. Oftentimes, people will just kind of look at the variable costs, right? So maybe in the supermarket example, you bought some bread. Let's give for example bread. You bought it at, for example, I'm going to use dollars just for, you bought it for $1. Now you say, okay, my profit is going to be 50% and you want to sell the bread for $1.50. Well, you may not be making 50 cents profit there because you have not incorporated the aspect of the fixed costs. So by the time you've calculated all your fixed costs, the actual cost of that may even be like $1.10 or $1.20, meaning that the minimum price you can sell that for is $1.20, meaning that your profit is not actually 50 cents on the dollar, but actually 30 cents. Very, very important, especially those maybe who have businesses in their homes or it's a side hustle that you're doing, and you forget that aspect. So it's very important to ensure that you know what your break-even point is, and it could be in terms of an amount or also quantity. So you may say, okay, I need to sell X amount to be able to reach my break-even point. Meaning that anything you sell after that quantity means that is when you're really adding profit. That's when you're actually making a profit. I hope that learning more about your break-even point is helpful to you in your business and you can apply it to your business. If you have any questions about that, post a comment below and I will respond to that or even shed more light on that. If you're not a member of my Facebook group, I'll strongly encourage you to be a part of that. Weekly, I do some group coaching there. I answer questions from members of the community. Plus, you get to meet other growing entrepreneurs from across Africa who are members of this group. There's a link below. Click on it and you'll be warmly welcomed to our group. Until then, if you have any questions, any business question, any business challenge, I will be delighted to answer that for you, because I'm committed to ensuring that you also grow a profitable and scalable business. So while working on building a successful business and successful life, endeavor to live a significant life. Until then, talk to you later.